everyone, it's Janice from the Reading Train. This story is called Dinofours, It's Snowing by Steve Metzger, illustrated by Hans Willem. The weather was cold and gray outside, but inside the Dinofours classroom it was warm and bright. Albert was working on a new floor puzzle of a mother cat and her colorful kittens. He enjoyed fitting the pieces together and watching the finished part of the puzzle grow. "The gray kitten is done," he said to himself. "Now I can work on the orange kitten." Just then Brendan walked over. "Hi, old buddy," Brendan said in a loud voice. "Hello, Brendan," Albert said as he looked up. "Albert," Brendan continued, "come with me to the blocks area. I'm making the tallest building in the whole world, and I need you to pass me the blocks." "But I'm making a puzzle," Albert answered. "See? I'm almost finished." "You can do that later," Brendan said, taking Albert's hand. "My building is more important." As Albert followed Brendan to the blocks area, he quietly sang this song. "Let's build, let's play, let's do this now, Brendan says to me. Come over here, it will be fun. I wish he'd let me be." Albert sat by the shelf and handed over the different kinds of blocks that Brendan requested. "It's done," Brendan shouted as he placed a triangle block on top. "I'm going to paint a picture. See you later, big potato." Then Brendan dashed off. "Now I can finish my puzzle," Albert thought as he stood up. But when Albert arrived at the puzzle spot, he saw Joshua and Tara putting the last piece in place. "That's my puzzle!" Albert exclaimed. "No, it's not," answered Tara. "Sorry, Albert," said Joshua. "Nobody was playing with it when we got here." Albert sadly walked over to the window and looked outside. In an instant, he noticed something that quickly changed his mood. "It's snowing!" Albert shouted. "It's really snowing!" Mrs. D and the other children stopped what they were doing and crowded around the window. "It's beautiful," Danielle said. "I love snow," said Joshua. "No two snowflakes are the same," said Tracy. "My big sister said so." "Can we play in the snow now?" Brendan asked Mrs. D. "Please." "Not yet," Mrs. D replied. "We'll go outside right after story time." The children gradually drifted away, all except Albert. He loved watching the snow fall. All of a sudden, Brendan returned. "Albert, let's play this matching game," Brendan said, showing Albert the set of farm animal cards. "It's fun!" As Albert left the window to join Brendan, Mrs. D arrived. "Albert, are you sure you want to play with Brendan right now?" Mrs. D asked. "It seems to me that you liked watching the snow." "I do," Albert answered, "but Brendan wants me to play with him." "I know," Mrs. D said, "but you don't always have to follow Brendan's ideas. You can do what you want to do." Albert nodded, but he left to play with Brendan anyway. While they played the matching game, Albert looked at the window across the classroom. He wished he was there instead. It was finally time to play in the snow. All the children were bundled up in scarves and gloves. When Mrs. D opened the door, they burst outside. Tara and Joshua began to build a snow dino. Tracy and Danielle took turns pulling each other on a sled. And Albert? He was building a snow castle. Suddenly, Brendan arrived. "I have a great idea," Brendan shouted. "Let's make snowballs and throw them." "I don't think I want to do that," Albert said softly. "Come on, Albert," Brendan said. "It will be fun." Albert remembered what Mrs. D had said to him. I can do what I want, not what Brendan wants me to do. No, Albert said in a strong voice. I don't want to make snowballs. I want to build a snow castle. That's what I want to do. All right, Brendan said, walking away. You don't have to yell. Mrs. D sat down next to Albert. I saw what happened, she said. I really liked the way you stood up for yourself. That wasn't easy. Albert smiled and sang a new song. Everybody has ideas, my friends and classmates too, but I'm the one who makes the choice of what I want to do. Then Albert walked over to Brendan. Do you want to put your snowballs in my castle? Albert asked. They'll be safe there. Brendan thought about Albert's suggestion. Yes, Brendan replied. That's a really good idea. Albert looked up at the falling snow and smiled. What a great day, he said. Brendan just had to agree. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to click on subscribe, and you can also hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos just like this one.